After understanding the innovation process, the steps of creating a new product or service, next I will introduce a theory called the diffusion of innovation theory, which was developed by Everett Rogers in 1962, explains how new ideas, products, or technologies spread and are adopted within a population or social system over time. People behaves very differently when adopting new ideas, products, and technologies. So, what is diffusion of innovation? Diffusion of innovation refers to the process by which the use of an innovation spreads throughout a market group over time and across categories of adopters. So, in this process, on the manufacturer part, we can see there are two types of manufacturers. One is pioneer, and the other one is followers. Pioneers in the innovation process refers to individuals, organizations, or entities that take the initial risk and the initiative to develop and introduce new ideas, products, technologies, or practices. They are the first mover who venture into uncharted territory, often facing uncertainty and challenges, but also potentially reaping significant rewards and benefits. So the examples of pioneer products, like pioneers, include Apple, Steve Jobs and Apple, like Elon Musk and SpaceX, Jeff Bezos and Amazon. So pioneers have the advantage of being first mover. As the first to create a market or product category, they become readily recognizable to consumers and thus established a commanding and early market share lead. The advantages of being first mover include: first, market leadership. First movers or pioneers, they establish brand recognition and customer loyalty early on, which secures a dominant position of this brand in the market. And the second advantage is being a pioneer can help create barriers for others to entry. So creating barriers for competitors through patents, technologies, and network effects, making it difficult for later players to compete. The third advantage is learning curve. Gain valuable experience and insights ahead of your competitors allows for continuous improvement and adaptation. The last one is market share. Capturing a significant portion of market share early, which can lead to long-term profitability and sustainability for the brand, for the pioneer. On the other hand, followers in the innovation process are individuals, organizations, and entities that observe and adopt innovations introduced by pioneers. They typically enter the market after the initial risk and uncertainty has been reduced by pioneers. Followers may seek to capitalize on the success of early movers by imitating their innovations, making incremental improvements or targeting niche segments of the market. While followers may not enjoy the same advantages as pioneers, they can still achieve success by leveraging their ability to learn from the experience of early movers and adapt their strategies accordingly. We just talk about pioneers and followers, which is from the standing point of manufacturers or providers in front of new technology innovation and new product development. Now, how about we change our standing point to consumers? So, as you can see here from the curve of diffusion of innovation, on the horizontal line, the factor is time, and the vertical factor here is number of adopters. So, as this curve shows, the number of users or buyers of an innovative product or service spreads through the population over a period of time and generally follows a bell-shaped curve. These purchases can be divided into 5 groups according to how soon they buy the product after it has been introduced. Innovators, early adopters, early majority, late majority, and laggers. So innovators are those buyers who want to be the first on the block to have the new product or service. These buyers enjoy taking risks and are regarded as highly knowledgeable. Innovators account for 2.5% of the whole number of buyers of a new product. Early adopters accounts for 13.5% of the whole buyer. Early adopters generally don't like to take as much risk as innovators do, but instead they will wait and purchase the product after careful review. As a result, early adopters are crucial for bringing the other 3 buyer categories, that is early majority, late majority, and laggers, because the other 3 groups, they are waiting for the reviews, they're waiting for the responses of the early adopters. If the early adopter group is relatively small and the number of people who ultimately adopt the innovation likely will also be small. Early majority, here it's accounts for 34% of the whole potential buyer of the new product. It represents, it is crucial because few new products and services can be profitable until this large group buys them. If this group never becomes large enough, the product or service typically fails. The early majority group differs in many ways from buyers in the first 2 groups, that is innovators and early adopters. The difference include the members of early majority do not like to take as much risk and therefore tend to wait until the bugs are worked out of the particular product or service. When early majority customers enter the market, the number of the competitors in the marketplace usually also has reached its peak. So these buyers have many other price or quality choices of similar products. The next group is called late majority, which also account for 64% of the whole market. So they enter into the new product market when the market has achieved successful. And if late majority people purchase a new product, that means this product has achieved its full market potential. The last group we call laggers. Laggers make up only 16% of the market. Here the market means the potential buyers. These consumers like to avoid changes and rely on traditional products until the products are no longer available. In some cases, laggers may never adopt a certain product or service. So you might wonder, what is the usage of understanding this diffusion of innovation curve? So marketers can use this curve to position their offering to appeal to different adopter categories, emphasizing different attributes or benefits depending on the stage of the adoption. For example, early adopters may respond well to messages highlighting the innovations, novelty, and exclusivity, while the early majority may be more interested by messages emphasizing the innovation's practical use and social proof. And also this curve, the diffusion of innovation curve, can also help marketers to identify influencers. Marketers can leverage this theory to identify influential individuals or groups within a market who can help or accelerate the adoption of innovations through word-of-mouth communication or social network. By targeting these influencers, marketers can amplify their message and reach a wider audience. Where do you think you are on the diffusion of innovation curve? So for me, I think I am belongs to the early majority. So I would like to know where you are on this curve. Crossing the chasm. So next I'm going to talk about a new term based on this theory. Between early adopters and early majority, there's a gap. We call it chasm. Okay, the chasm. The chasm refers to the gap between the early adopters and the early majority in the adoption curve. The concept of the chasm in the diffusion of innovation curve can indeed be used to explain the high failure rate of new products. Remember, at the very beginning, we have a table of examples showing us that many of the new product development fails, and the percentage is pretty high. So we can use the chasm, the term that we learn here, to explain the high failure rate of new product innovation. Many innovators do not successfully transition from one stage of the industry life cycle to the next. That is why many newly developed products does not gain successful results. Crossing the chasm is often challenging for new products because the needs, preference, and risk tolerance of the early majority differ significantly from those of the early adopters. For example, early majority consumers tend to be more risk averse compared to early adopters. Early adopters are willing to take risks, maybe not that much risk as the innovators, but they are willing to take some risks and try new innovations. In contrast, the early majority prefers to adopt innovation that has been proven successful and demonstrate tangible benefits with minimal risk. The other difference is the early majority is more pragmatic and focused on practical benefits compared to early adopters who may be motivated by novelty, excitement, or desire to be the trendsetters. Early majority consumers seek solutions that address their specific needs and provide clear, tangible benefits in their daily lives or work environments. Early majority consumers are also influenced by social proof and peer recommendation. They are more likely to adopt innovations once they see evidence from their success and acceptance among their peers or within their social network. On the other hand, early adopters are less reliant on social proof and may be more inclined to try innovations based on personal motivation or interest. The other difference is the market maturity between the early adopters, between the environment that early adopters get into the market and the environment that early majority get into the market. By the time innovations reach the early majority, the market has typically matured and the competition may have increased. Early majority consumers have a wider range of options to choose from and are more, I would say, they are more concerned, or they have more options to evaluate about the new products and services. They expect innovations to meet established standards of quality, reliability, and value for money. So let's look at a video on how crossing the chasm phenomenon applies to our consumer markets.
You know, from time to time I'm asked, does the crossing the chasm phenomenon apply to consumer markets? And the answer is in some parts, yes, and in some parts it plays out a bit differently. I'm going to show you, I want to talk about a video here which sort of shows you the dynamics of how chasms play out in consumer markets in a way that really does accord with the original theory. So let me start by starting the video here. This is of a dancing man at the Sasquatch Music Festival in 2009. This is a video that had some 550,000 downloads on YouTube. And let's just look at it as an opportunity to test out the chasm theory. So here we have our man dancing in the middle of a field. Now you can see he's trying to get people involved. This is an entrepreneurial action. And he's demonstrating how one can really get into this music, admittedly through his own personal interpretation, but he's definitely doing it. And if you'll notice, the people around him, they're studiously ignoring him. Girl walks by him completely, makes no eye contact. Another person, nothing. So he's doing it. He's not stopping. Now he's trying to recruit somebody here. You guys come in and play. No, no. Maybe my fly was down. Anyway, that was an entrepreneur being rejected. And does he hang his head in shame? Does he quit? No. Look at him. He's absolutely committed to his entrepreneurial exercise. This is the right thing to do. He believes in himself. He believes in what he's doing. But again, nobody is buying his act. But he's not stopping. He's got other moves. He's working it. And so we're almost a third of the way through the video. Now think about this if you're an entrepreneur. You've had to stay true to yourself for a third of your entire effort, and nothing's happened. Now look here, all of a sudden we've got a second person. This is his first customer, probably a technology enthusiast. If you'll notice, they're equally gifted at dancing. Both of them are definitely more with the head maybe than with the body, but they're doing it. And this second guy is in. He's like many early customers, he's at least as enthusiastic as the entrepreneur, and he's even copying some of the moves. And we got another one. Now we're still, if you'll notice, this is still nerds, frankly. This is sort of like Big Bang Theory for three people. There are no actual women involved yet, but we're doing something, and everybody's this guy's now so excited he's willing to go up. Here come two more. So now we're getting this is beginning to look like a party. And now look, two women come into this thing. This is really here comes some more. This thing is definitely getting some early market momentum. Notice the people in the foreground, whoever, aren't buying anything. They're just still looking, don't know what's going on over here. Still pre-chasm, but you can feel that things are starting to break down. People are running in. They don't want to start getting left out. That's the pragmatist herd. Pragmatist people want to stay out until it's safe to go in, and then they all rush in. And now what we're watching is the actual transition from a chasm to a tornado, in which case more and more people start pouring into the field. It gets harder and harder to be the people sitting down. They're now realizing they've kind of actually missed out here. They're still being true to their conservative roots, but look at the crowds of people coming in here. And all of a sudden, we now have the equivalent of a whole new market that never existed. Look, people on the other side are noticing them. This is the entire market fruition, and this is what entrepreneurs dream of creating as they go forward in life. And remember, the first third to a half of this phenomenon took place with just one guy sitting dancing in a field, trying to get people to buy in and now you can't even see that guy. It's become a mass movement. Or as the video says, it just takes one person to get the party started.
This is a classic video teaching us how the chasm phenomenon exists in the consumer markets, and how crossing the chasm is hard and need passion from the entrepreneurs. So crossing the chasm is not an easy task. It takes a lot of energy and time. As you see from this video, the first dancer there, he's so passionate, and his passion just moved people around. Gradually, one or two people joined him, and then a whole group joined him. So a real and successful entrepreneur should not be disappointed as when the market does not respond initially positive to their efforts. There are four factors that can enhance the diffusion of innovation of a product and service. The first factor is called relative advantage. So relative advantage refers to the degree to which the innovation is perceived as better than the other competitors. If a product or service is perceived to be better, much better than the other substitutes, then the diffusion will be relatively quick. So for example, when we think about Tesla's Model 3, compared with the traditional gasoline-powered vehicles, it has low environment impact, low operating cost, top safety ratings, and advanced technologies such as autopilot. So all these positively impact the spread of the diffusion of this new car model, because it's much better compared with the traditional options of cars. The second factor here is compatibility. Compatibility refers to the degree to which the innovation is perceived as being consistent with existing values, past experiences, and the need of potential adopters. So for example, the iPhone revolutionized the mobile phone industry by offering a combination of innovative features and functionalities. On the user experience part, the interface of iPhone is intuitive and user-friendly, which provide a seamless and enjoyable experience for consumers who has getting used to the traditional keypad or button-based phones. On the other hand, in terms of integrity of technology, the iPhone integrated multiple technologies into a single device, including a phone, music player, camera, internet browser, and more. iPhone also built with a premium quality, which appeals to consumers who value craftsmanship in their electronic devices. The third factor is observability, which refers to the degree to which the results of the innovation are visible to others. The example that I gave here is a blender brand called Blender Tech. So Blender Tech launched an extensive YouTube campaign titled Will It Blend to demonstrate the effectiveness of its blender. In each video, the spokesperson will wear a white lab coat, choose to blend different products. Sometimes they blend iPhone just in front of your eyes, or a golf ball, or Justin Bieber's autobiography. So all these videos tries to give visible proof to consumers that the quality of the blender is good. When products are easily observed, their benefits or uses are easily communicated to others. The last factor affecting the speed of the product diffusion is complexity and trialability. Complexity and trialability refers to the degree to which the innovation is perceived as difficult to understand, use, or try. Usually, products that are relatively less complex are also relatively easy to try. These products will diffuse more quickly and lead to greater and faster adoption. For example, the thermostats that we use in our house is from Nest. So this thermostat is a smart thermostat designed to learn users' heating and cooling preference and adjust the temperature settings automatically to optimize energy efficiency and comfort. It also offers several features that make it easier for consumers to understand, use, and try. The design, as you can see, of this thermometer is cute. It's small. It's a round one. So if customers wants to change the temperature, they can just rotating the outer ring to adjust the temperature. And if you want to have some setting changes, just gently press the screen and it will allow you to choose the function that you like. So these are the four factors affecting the speed of the product diffusion. And understanding these four factors help us to better know how the diffusion of innovation curve gonna to provide insights to marketers when they design their marketing strategies for new products.